Do you want some fun craft ideas that encourage learning and the celebration of Christmas? Join me today as I share some of our family favorites.
I was all alone, but then you came along.
Hi, I'm Erin, and today I'm going to share some crafts and resources to help you and your family celebrate Christmas while homeschooling. And I'm going to share an Advent box on the prophecies of Jesus. I'm going to share how to make your own nativity scene, as well as a couple books and resources that you might find great to use. So let's start with the Advent box of Jesus's prophecies. And what I love about this box is, first of all, that you can make it yourself, but also that it encourages a little bit of a deeper study of Jesus's life at Christmas. So you'll just need some basic materials. You'll need wrapping paper, ribbon, scissors, glue, and a box that you can cover. So I just chose a box I had laying around, and I like this one because it had a lid that opened. Of course, you can use any kind of box. And inside, you're going to have these little, I guess you'd call them presents, kind of like presents that you're going to read one each day. And on the top, they have a title of something that happened from Jesus's life. So this one, for example, says mocked and insulted. And I have on the one side the Old Testament scripture, and on the other side the fulfillment of that prophecy in the New Testament. And the way that I made these, I'm not a super crafty person. Many of you are probably, see already, but many of you are probably much more crafty than I am. So if I can do this, you can do it, and you can certainly take the idea and improve on it. What I did is I just used envelopes like this, and thank you, Brett, and I cut them in half so that I would have a uniform shape. So I cut them in half, you can see right here, and then I just put them inside, wrapped them with wrapping paper, and used any ribbon to separate the card. And the reason I use the ribbon is because this way the Old Testament prophecy is on the one side and the fulfillment is on the other side. And then, I just did a little curling here to make it look a little festive. So then what you do, very much like you would any Advent celebration, you take out a card each day, read the Old Testament scripture, the New Testament scripture, and depending on the age of your students, you can talk about how they relate to Jesus, how they relate to the Bible, to our lives, etc. And then there's kind of pretty, so you can just take these, and each day that you pull one out, you can hang them up in your home. I sometimes would use a rope with a clothes peg, or you can just stick them on, your refrigerator door. And I used a variety, I'm trying to look here, I used a variety of different wrapping papers just to make it festive and fun. And if you're like me and you like candy, you could also have a jar of candy in there too, so that when the children pull this out, you talk about it at the end, you can have a candy, because that's how we always, with all Advent calendars, there's always that candy. But anyway, I thought I just loved this. We loved using this with our children, and it really brought a rich and depth to our holiday season. I also want you to know that I will include a download of at least, I think I have like 25 scriptures that include the title, the Old Testament scripture, and the New Testament scripture. And I hope you'll enjoy making these and using these this holiday. Now let's look at some homemade nativity scenes. And the reason that I encourage families to make nativity scenes rather than buy them is because it has been proven that children learn by engaging. So if they're engaging and creating their own nativity scenes, they're going to even learn more and retain more of the story of Jesus as you're sharing it. Now you can, and the reason I like to have a kid-made nativity scene also is because then they can play with it and interact, and if it gets ruined, it's not a big deal. So 2 ways that I just want to show you that you can make a nativity scene. And what's nice about these, they're made from products that you have around the home. The first one is just using an egg carton. So just take an old egg carton and cut the different sections that the eggs are kept in. You're going to use those for making your different, I guess, people and animals. And then you can also even use, I'm just going to flip this over like this, but you can even use this and put it on to some toilet paper rolls and make your stable. So that's what you're going to use. And then these are very basic. And again, you can do as creative as you want or as simple as you want. So you can just simply take the little egg sections like these, and I just covered this one with some material, put a little elastic and a little face to make Joseph. And for Mary, I just covered with some construction paper. And then for baby Jesus, this one may not last very long. I just took a little container, a little egg container, cut it down, and with a toothpick, put 2 marshmallows together with a little face, and there's baby Jesus. Now, if you're a bit more, what would we say, ambitious, I have seen people take, the egg carton and put it on top this way and make their creatures a little bit bigger like this. I guess it's not creature, make their little people a little bit bigger. And again, you can paint them, you can use construction paper, however you want to make them. But I guess we'll just put them right here. You can kind of see a little Mary, a little Joseph, and where's baby Jesus? And what's fun too is you can take these also and just put cotton on them, and that's how you can make little baby sheep and crowns, and you can make your kings. Anyway, very fun, very simple, and again, your children get to engage. Now, the other way that you can make a nativity scene, and this is very apropos for 2020, is out of toilet paper rolls. So yes, this year, this is actually might be a difficult commodity to come by. But you can go online. I think I saw this at Catholic Icing, and I'll share the link below. And you can she has a whole set that you can cut out. They're already colored, and you just take your toilet paper roll and wrap them around like this. And she has all of your people. You've got Joseph and Mary, and she even has animals, so you can take a toilet paper roll, cut it in half, and she has, camel, sheep, etc. And if you're a little bit more ambitious again, you can also just take the toilet paper rolls and cover them with construction paper and create your own. I even have some of these. I don't think you can really see it, but you could do those little eyes on there and make your own toilet paper kings, etc. But again, this is a great way for the children to be engaged, and then they have something to play with and learn about with. So try your hand at the make your own nativity scene. Now, the third thing I want to share with you is just a couple favorite books. So 2 of my favorite resources, one is old that I've had for a long time, and one is new. And this one, the first one, is The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. If you have not read if you have not read this story to your family, I really suggest it, and honestly could become a Christmas tradition. It is the tender story of a church putting on a Christmas pageant, and some rough kind of kids from the neighborhood come to join because they hear there's free food. And through the process, they discover the meaning of Christmas for the first time. And I got to tell you, I have read this book so many times, but every time it just brings me to tears because it helps you to see Jesus and Mary and Joseph and the shepherds in a new light and in a touching way that just helps you to really see, I guess, maybe the rawness and the truth of the courage that they had and the things that they had to walk through in order for Jesus to be born. And it points out in the book, and sometimes I think this is true, that we sometimes see it as this pristine story. We see Mary, in our mind's eye, she's pure and perfect. But this story just really brings it to earth, down to earth. And it's excellent for the whole family. Small children will enjoy it. Older children will see the depth of it, and I think you as a parent will really be moved. So I love this book. And then the new one that I'd like to introduce is, this is a Sight Words activity workbook. And actually, a friend of mine created it. And it is educational, Christmas themed. And this would be for small children. But it has all the sight words and a chance to copy them, some coloring, a way to draw and write a sentence. And this would be good right even into the new year, because it's not just Christmas words, it's just got some, really it's more Christmas cover. But this would be a great thing to have for your children to reinforce learning about sight words, as well as just something to give them, because you know this season can be so busy, and sometimes you're just looking, how do I occupy them while I get whatever it is I need to get done? And so this is a great option. All right, well, I hope that these ideas, the Advent box, the nativity scenes, and these books will be a great addition to your celebration this year for Christmas. I hope these resources will add a richness to your Christmas this year. Our family sure has enjoyed them in our celebrations. Well, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe so that you can get notified each time we make new material. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And remember, yes, you can homeschool.